Of the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower.
Here.
Commissioner Webb.
Here.
Commissioner Goss.
Here.
And Mayor Pro Tem Ranella.
Here. Is there any minutes or any corrections to the minutes of December 11th, 2017?
No.
Hearing none, those minutes will be approved. Any with the hub?
Just stand in for Chris, I guess.
Where's Chris? There's Ryan.
Chris is off today, on vacation.
Well, okay.
You have another set of
Got a
minutes
special
also.
meeting right here.
Special minutes.
Right there.
Any additional corrections to the special meeting held December 14, 2017? Okay, hearing none, those will be accepted. All right. Let's move to number 1. Jim?
Yeah, this is ordinance 3415. It's authorizing the city to enter into a loan agreement with First Southern Bank in the amount of $56,000. And this is for the purchase of the something we've already actually purchased, and we've already received the 40 mobile radios, the 40 portable radios, and the 40 spare batteries. So I talked to Dawn today, and she said those are we've already ran them for a while, and it's time, I guess, to set up the financing on them. It's a purchase that we approved prior to, that was budgeted.
Is Steve here?
Yes.
Steve need to get involved in it.
In our budget is
Yeah.
paid for the radios with the loan.
Okay.
And that's basically the loan is just reimbursing us back for the cost. And you pay that over 3 years.
Okay.
I'll put that in form of a motion, Mayor.
Okay. Any questions on the motion?
I'll second it.
Hearing no questions, call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower.
Yay.
Commissioner Webb.
Yay.
Commissioner Goss.
Yay.
Mayor Pro Tem Ranella.
Yay. Okay, number 2, this is merely Ryan Reynolds that previously worked for us, resigned effective December 15th and went to work for the Department of Natural Resources. This was after our meeting of December the 11th, so I'll need an approval.
I move that we accept his resignation.
Got a motion to approve resignation?
I'll second.
Second. Call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower.
Yay.
Commissioner Webb.
Yay.
Commissioner Goss.
Yay.
Mayor Pro Tem Ranella.
Yay. Number 3, we probably need to go into executive session. This is a contract that Ben needs to explain, and Ryan needs to have some input on it, so we'll hold off on that one. Number 4, from the hub.
I've got it. No new employees or new hires. These are just current employees that adding some job classification changes, additions to their current jobs. One would be Hayden Gunter. He would be, he's a current lifeguard, and he would be becoming a lead lifeguard at $12 per hour, and also doing soccer instruction at $15 per hour. These would be part-time jobs to fit in with the schedule. And then Russ Rao has been, as the council accepted him as position for the recreation, the fitness center director, that Carson Neuswander, we would like to, he's a current lead lifeguard. We would like to have him as the security officer to take Russ's spot, and that would be at $15 per hour. And I would say, and I think it was included on your agenda notes, that Carson is has a bachelor's degree in business and criminal justice. He's working towards law enforcement. He's been interning with the state police. He's a lead lifeguard. He's maintaining a professional rescuer certification. And so part of it is we feel, Chris felt and interviewing felt that Carson was qualified to accept the security officer position. And so I recommend both of those for.
Is that full-time, Gail?
No, these are all part-time.
Okay.
Part-time jobs.
Okay.
I'd make a motion to hire these promotions of Hayden Gunther and Carson Newswander.
Second. Second.
Any discussion? Won't hear no discussion. Call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower?
Yay.
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Goss?
Yay.
Mayor Pro Tem Ranella?
Yay. I have a letter here from Diane Etheridge, Executive Director of the City Housing Authority. Dear Sir, this is to advise you that the term of Commissioner Harold Collier will expire on December 29, 2017. I respectfully request that reappointment be made in order to keep a legally qualified Board of Commissioners.
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion?
I'll second.
Second. No discussion. Call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower?
Yay.
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Goss?
Yay.
And Mayor Pro Tem Ranella?
Yay.
I did check with Diana, and that is for a 5-year term. His term does expire 12/29.
Yeah, it says that here on
2022.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my letter doesn't say anything. but
No,
that's fine.
I called her for that information.
Right there, she said it.
Oh, yeah.
Not on yours, though.
Okay. Number 6, we're going to table. Gail and I haven't had a chance to have a discussion with Bulldog, and in fairness to them, after them attending a council meeting and requesting that, we'll table number 6. Number 7, Glenn, would you like to address that one?
In the purchase of the property for the construction of the Sugar Creek Lake, started in the late 80s, carried forth into the early 90s, and what we were doing was, it was impossible to make a legal survey in the time frame to go around the lake. No clearing had been done. To set stakes at a 504 contour had been practically impossible, so we used a 7.5-minute quad map, perimetered the area, and said to the property owner, we're buying to the 504 contour, it will be surveyed. If we have estimated more property than we actually get, you get to keep the difference. If we estimated too small and we took more than we estimated, we'd pay the extra. Out of 900 properties, we had 2 that came under. We've settled with one of them in Williamson County, and I would just luckily found the second one, which was the Margaret and Edward Simons property on the lake, and it was, we paid for, I think, 76 acres, and our survey indicated it was 85.19 acres. So we paid Simons $500 an acre, so we will owe him $500 an acre times the 9.19 acres, I think.
Yes, and that comes to $4,595.
Okay. But that's, and in passing, he indicated he would like to buy the 70 or the 85 acres back that he sold to the city, and I told him I think the council's intention was to keep the property, but he would say he'd be willing to do that, or he'd be willing to sell the balance that he has left. He has like 16 acres left out of his parcel.
We don't have any use for that
And
land.
if you wanted to buy it, fine, but the city has no use for it, that I can see.
Well, I mean, we've told Wren Lake that, and they've asked us to hold on to that property for the time that, you know, they might be able to build a lake down there, and I don't think it would be in the best interest of the city to sell that 85 acres back to him at $500 an acre, and then something happened in 5 or 10 years from now, and the need for the lake all, you know, surface back up, and we have to pay probably 1,500 or 2,000 or more an acre for us, so I don't think that'd be,
In the beginning, we
business.
were paying 500 an acre, but it didn't take long for the balance of it. We paid 1,000 an acre for probably the latter 2/3 parcels that we got.
once the word got around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, does everybody agree with that? Just hold on to what we got.
Yeah.
We will need a motion for the 45.95 though.
I'll make that motion to approve the purchase for $45.95 from A.T. Simon.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower?
Yay.
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Goss?
Yay.
Mayor Pro Tem Ranella?
Yay. Okay, number 8, this actually come about from the Illinois Municipal League, and they've, in light of what's been going on nationwide with sexual harassment becoming to the forefront, the state legislature amended Public Act 100-0554 on November 16, 2017, and it basically tells local governments they had 60 days by ordinance or resolution to establish a policy prohibiting sexual harassment in the workplace. And this is recommended by the IML. We have a policy in our handbook that meets all these requirements, but to put us in with all the other municipalities in the state of Illinois that are following this course of action, it's my recommendation that we do so also. So their model ordinance is here. It's very simple. There's also their sexual harassment policy is also part of that, and it's behind the ordinance, and it's my recommendation that we accept this and approve this ordinance.
I'll make that motion, approve 3416.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none.
We really don't have a choice, really.
Well, we had one. We've had one in place for quite some time. I can tell you this from actually that last city handbook was revised in 2014, so it's been in place since that time. Steve checked with it, and we met all the criteria. That's just, it's just basically we're following the steps of many other municipalities, and what our municipal league recommends, and they're a body that looks out for the best interests of municipalities in the state of Illinois, and I think it's just good that we follow suit and join them and other municipalities in doing this.
So is this ordinance, is it different than what's already in our handbook, or is it?
Actually, it will take the place of it, but if you look at our handbook and you look at the policies that they have set forth, everything that we have in our handbook has already been addressed, so we're just kind of just following suit. Okay. Call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower?
Yay.
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Goss?
Yay.
Mayor Pro Tem Ranella?
Yay. Commissioner Hightower, do you have anything for us? I need some bills paid and a consent agenda paid, so somebody could step forward on
I'll make a motion
that.
to pay the monthly bills as funds become available.
Thank you.
I'll second.
We got a second. Call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower?
Yay.
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Goss?
Yay.
And Mayor Pro Tem Ranella?
Yay.
And I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Second. Call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower?
Yay.
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Goss?
Yay.
And Mayor Pro Tem Ranella?
Yay. Commissioner Webb, anything?
Nothing further.
No good.
No cemetery
No
report?
snow, no snow, all's good with the State
Yeah.
Department.
One thing that's kind of odd this year is that New Year's Eve falls on a Sunday, and this happens every 7 years or so. So, obviously our bars and restaurants are calling, because our ordinance says you have to quit at 10, but in the good spirit of business, they'll be allowed to keep their regular business hours. So, they've all been advised of that, and so have our police. So, they'll closing time I don't know what time restaurants will close. Some close at 11, some close at 12, but the bars will be allowed to stay open this year till 1 o'clock. So. We've had several calls this week on that. Emails were sent out, but obviously they weren't received. So, okay, we have number 3 that we need to address in executive session. I need a motion to go into executive session to discuss contracts.
I'll make that motion.
Second it.
Call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower?
Yay.
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Goff?
Yay.
And Mayor Pro Tem Ranella.
Yay. For the media, we will probably be taking action on this contract. Shouldn't take too long. Ben's a quick and articulate speaker, and we should get through this pretty quickly.
Couple hours.
That was a joke.
It takes him 5 minutes to say hello.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
It depends upon your comparison.